Washing your hands with soap and water before processing or handling of food is the best way to avoid cross-contamination and foodborne illnesses. Raw food should be stored separately in the fridge because bacteria from the raw food can contaminate the cooked food. Always store the raw food in a sealed and covered containers. Make sure that it's perfectly fit to avoid the leaking of the juices of the raw food. Always store the raw food in the freezer. Proper storage of cooked food. Make sure that your food container storage are clean and in good condition, and only use them for storing food. This will help to minimize the potential of food contamination. Cooked food should be stored in the lower part of the fridge, and making sure that foods are stored at the correct temperature to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria.
Hola, my name is Joy Camille de Banadera, and I'm here to discuss to you how to cook meat and poultry to the safe range of doneness. Note that there are three important temperatures to remember when cooking meat or poultry at home. Eggs and all ground meats must be cooked at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Poultry and fowl to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And fresh meat, steaks, chops, and roasts to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooking these food items at their appropriate temperatures will eliminate bacteria that could potentially cause food poisoning and illness. Additionally, bacteria can still grow on food even though it is fully cooked. Therefore, hot foods should be maintained at or above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold foods such as vegetables and dairy products must be stored at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Mise en place is a French culinary phrase which means putting in a place or gather. It refers to the setup required before cooking and is often used in professional kitchens to refer to organizing and arranging the ingredients. For example, like cuts of meat, relishes, sauces, par-cooked items, spices, freshly chopped vegetables, and other components that a cook will require for the menu items that are expected to be prepared during a shift. That's all, and thank you!
All ingredients must be fresh. Wash vegetables or fruits before using it.
Before and after the preparation, make sure to wash your hands thoroughly to prevent cross-contamination and foodborne illnesses. Peeled items should not be kept soaked for long periods. First thing to do is to wash the ingredients before peeling it, and then after cutting and peeling it, it should not kept soaked for too long because the nutrients and the freshness can go to waste. By doing that, it can help to prevent the spread of bacteria from the surface to your hands or to the flesh inside. When cutting an ingredients, there should be separate chopping boards for cooked and raw ingredients, or at least always wash before reusing for other purpose. Always use a clean cutting board for food preparation. After each use and before moving on to the next step, make sure to wash the chopping board with hot, soapy water and then rinse it with water and air dry, pat dry with clean paper towels. There are color coding for cutting board: red for raw meat, blue for raw fish, yellow for cooked meat, white for bakery and dairy, green for salad and fruit, and then brown for vegetables. As you can see, I use red and white cutting board because it is only available in our kitchen. Thank you.
When storing ingredients, always ensure you are aware of lifespan of food products once they are left out of countertops, frozen, or placed in the fridge. And use translucent and white poly food containers and clear and white round storage containers to hold flour, sugar, mixes, cereals, grains, pasta, and variety of other ingredients with ease. Properly storing food and keeping ingredients organized is a must for any food service establishment to ensure the kitchens remain functional and organized. Safe practices also help protect customers from contaminated food or illness. Properly storing food depends on having the right products available to ensure that food is stored properly and safely. Implementing proper cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting techniques is vital in the food service industry. Regular cleaning in the back of house helps to avoid cross-contamination and the spread of disease. Without a cleaning schedule in place, keeping your commercial kitchen clean can seem overwhelming.
Milk and cream are very perishable and should be kept in original containers and refrigerated at temperature of 40 Fahrenheit. It means we should keep milk and cream in refrigerator to maintain their quality and safety and to not cause foodborne illness if it's not properly protected and handled. Milk and cream have only short shelf life and lose quality rapidly if exposed to warm temperature during storage. Fats and oil should be stored in closed opaque containers at low temperature because fat exposed to air can trigger oxidation and rancidity. Therefore, always keep those oil in bottles that are tightly capped. A tightly capped bottle will help prevent your oil from being unnecessarily exposed to oxygen.
Things to do to prevent foodborne illnesses. First of all is to be alert for spoiled food. Be alert to spoiled food because it can cause illness if you eat it. The result of eating contaminated, spoiled or toxic food, the most common symptoms of food poisoning include vomiting and diarrhea. Although it's quite uncomfortable, food poisoning isn't unusual. Second to do to prevent foodborne illnesses is to check storage direction and label. Food labels are a legal requirement and they are important for many reasons. They help consumers make informed choices about the food they buy, help them to store and use it safely, and allows people to plan when they will consume it. All of which help to reduce food wastage. The rest of this will explain why the label requirements are important and how they help consumers to choose their goods.